The Deccan constituted a distinct and completely separate political identity of its own. The history of South India developed independently, occasionally converging with that of North India. The South Indian dynasties like Pallavas, Cholas, Chalukyas and Rashtrakutas thrived in the geographical isolation of South India. In course of time, the North came to represent the Aryan India, while South became the cradle of Dravidian culture. The central Indian mountain ranges, the Vindhyas and Satpuras, formed a physical barrier that historians say have prevented rulers from North India to completely subjugate the South. Even if they conquered these lands, it was difficult for the northern rulers to hold on to them for a long time.
See, the Turko-Afghans, all beginning with Alauddin Khilji, they did come down to the south. Even Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he came down to Daulatabad wanting a new capital there. And he actually brought lock, stock, barrel from Delhi to set up a capital, and then he found various problems which were there because of geography once again. Daulatabad was impregnable, surrounded by hills on all sides, so the Mongol invaders wouldn't reach the capital city. At the same time, it was not in the heart of India. So he had to go back. Administrative problems were there. The North India was totally out of his hands. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq had to go back. Alauddin also conquered, but he did not rule over the Deccan. He made them his subsidiaries, who paid him tributes annually, and a control. They would supply him with army or funds, but it was not assimilated as part of his direct empire. And Aurangzeb died, spending 25 years in the Deccan. Well, he just couldn't. He wanted to, bring the empire together, but he spent 25 years in the north, 25 years in the south, trying to subdue the Deccan sultanates. Bijapur, Golconda, Ahmednagar. And he couldn't manage because he stayed put here, and the north got neglected. Then there were the northwestern tribes which started giving him, the Afridis and the Yusuf Zahis. These tribes were very turbulent. So, again, geography.
Conducting warfare in the Deccan was never easy for the North Indian kings, as was demonstrated by the Marathas to their Mughal adversaries.
Actually, the Marathas had used some kind of a different kind of a tactic, the guerrilla tactic, a hit and run. And there they used the geography very well. They did not have a kind of a siege train or the four van and so on and so forth. The set type piece of the Mughal army. It's very small, very light. They didn't even take their food there. And they used to go and hit and run, plunder and come back. And this they could do very easily because of the kind of a geography, physical geography that is there.
The peninsular region of India, with its eastern and western coasts, had a strong history of maritime activities. The eastern coasts, with its ports, were serving core areas like the Ganges Delta, Kalinga in the present Orissa, the deltas of Godavari and Krishna, and the Coromandel coast. These core areas were often the nuclei of kingdoms, like that of the Cholas, that had maritime ambitions and economies. The ports in the western coast were based in the core areas of Indus Delta, Saurashtra, Konkan, and Malabar. These ports also served important kingdoms of western India like that of the Maratha Peshwas in late medieval period. The eastern coast was an important route from north to south for military as well as religious movement. Rajendra Chola came all the way up to Bengal along the eastern coastal route.